Okay, so the link in bio situation, at least on Instagram, is dead because there is a much better way to deliver your link to your people that converts higher, that's easier, that doesn't have to make them leave the platform. It's catching on like wildfire. Hey, howdy, hey, y'all, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello. Pull up a seat. It's gonna be a fun one. All right, so spoiler alert, I am going to be talking about ManyChat and chatbots throughout this video. I'm gonna show you what this looks like from an actual actionable standpoint, like how you set it all up in ManyChat, all the things, and show you why I think this has basically killed the link in bio situation for Instagram specifically. It has not yet come to other platforms like TikTok or even YouTube, but I feel like it will one day. I feel like it will. And we'll all love it just as much there too. So let's set the scene, okay? Back in the day, I worked my little booty off, to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram to be able to use the link sticker in stories. It was a rite of passage. It was a thing that only the people with 10,000 followers or more could use. And I worked my butt off to get to that point. And then when I had about 12,000 followers, they gave it to everybody. Yeah, everybody could have it. I was no longer special. But here's the thing. Nobody was any longer special. And so there was a drastic decline in how many people clicked those link stickers and all the things once everybody got the option to use them. Because, as we know, when everybody's doing something, might as well nobody be doing something, you know? Because nobody's gonna click those. They're inundated with all the things. And to be honest, everything that we use will eventually get to that point, but that was super freaking frustrating. And really, up until the last few months, the last year or so, that's the only option that we've had to convert people from Instagram to our affiliate links, our paid programs, our website, our content, whatever we're trying to convert them to, was either to say in a post, the link is in my bio, which by the way, did negative nothing, and we'll talk about that in a second, or to share it in stories with an actual link that, again, really doesn't do a lot. See, here's the deal. People are a little bit lazy. Yeah, lazy. And if they have to, go out of their way to do something, to take an action, to do the thing, unless they just absolutely are obsessed and want to do it, they're not going to do it. Nope, they ain't going to do it. And that's what happens when you create a reel or a post and you're just link is in my bio or whatever. You're going to filter out a lot of people who really wanted what you had, but were just too lazy to leave the reel, go to the link in your bio, click on the link in your bio, go to the appropriate part of the link of your bio, and then take action. And that's why I think that converting on TikTok is so hard. People do not want to leave the TikTok platform because they're worried if they leave, they'll lose their progress. They're in a mode in that moment of, I just want to mindlessly scroll. They're not in a mode of I'm going to do the things. And so when we send people away in some way with this link in bio, or you have to go to my stories and click a link, there's too many freaking steps. Too many steps. We're making it way too hard and people are lazy. And again, when that was the only option and only a certain amount of people could do it, it worked, but it just doesn't work anymore. And just to have some real talk for just a minute, we're not doing all this building followers stuff for nothing. The whole point of building a following on Instagram, building a following on YouTube, building a following on TikTok, wherever you're building a following, is hopefully to get them to somehow convert to paying customers for you, right? So as an entrepreneur, I want to build my followers on YouTube and TikTok, and I want to build an audience who wants to know what I have to say for free, but I also want people who are wanting the things that I have, either my affiliate links, my actual courses and digital products, the things that I have to offer outside of that, all the stuff. And outside of that, even if you are just doing sponsorships and affiliates, you need to have people who want to go buy from that sponsor or go click that affiliate link. And if you are building platforms where you cannot get people to leave the platform and go do the thing, then it's all for naught, you know? And I mean, I guess it's a good point for me to be like, hey, if you are just worried about your follower number and you're not worried about how they're going to convert or how they're going to go buy the things or like whatever, you're doing it wrong, okay? Like, because that's a big important part of all this. This is why this matters. Like, all of the followers need to be able to buy your thing and click on your links and do the things pretty easily. And if you're not making it possible for them to do that, it's going to be hard for you to make money. Okay, so all of that brings us to what is working right now. And that is ManyChat and chatbots. And there's other options besides ManyChat that are trying to come out with their own chatbots or have come out with their own chatbots. But I find ManyChat to be the easiest one, the one that like integrates more seamlessly than any others. And it's so funny to me that it's having the moment that it is, because I was a ManyChat user years ago when it did this same thing, but for whatever reason, it never really took off. And for whatever reason, people didn't react and comment and do the things like they do now. And so it's really interesting for me to see like the company glow up, but also to see the user behavior change so much that it works really well. I don't know. It's just odd because like back, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe before that, maybe pre-COVID, if I was like, hey, comment fire below on my Instagram post, maybe a few people would, but it wasn't the common kind of action, and more people would click the link in my stories or the link in my bio. And now it's completely flipped. So the way that this is all structured is that ManyChat is set up as like an automation platform. And right now it only works with Instagram and Facebook. And if you're using Facebook, good for you, honey. I don't though, for my business, like at all. And so I'm mostly using it for Instagram. And what you do is it has, and I'll show you inside in just a second, but it has like a visual builder and you can like build out all these automations and send broadcasts and all the things. And then it like automates with an action on Instagram. So the most common one that you've seen, the one that I use the most, is if someone comments a word, so fire, chatbot, sales machine, whatever, on a reel or a post, or even DMs it to you in a message, then the bot kind of takes over and helps them do whatever they're trying to do. I think this is most seamless with a freebie because they literally never leave the DMs. Never. You get their name, their email, and they get the freebie without ever leaving the DMs. And honestly, I think that is like the most powerful part of this because again, remember, if they're going and clicking on a link in my stories, or I'm sending them to the link in my bio, there's multiple steps that have to happen prior to them like actually getting on the list and actually getting the thing they want. And most of it happens off platform. So if I send someone to the link in my bio and I say, hey, the link to sign up for this webinar is in my bio and it's a free webinar, they have to, again, take the action to go to the link in my bio, to leave what they were doing on the app, go to the link in my bio. Then they have to click. When they click the link in my bio, they are offshot, rerouted to another page that is off platform. That page is generally going to have multiple links that they can click through, right? So number one, right there, they've already taken like 1-2 clicks to get them where they are. Then they have the option to click a bunch of things and they might get distracted, right? And then forget what they were doing because we all do that, right? So then they're gonna click the link to like actually go do that thing, right? Like actually go sign up for the webinar. It's gonna take them to another page, and then on that page, they'll have to put in their name and their email, and they'll have to hit submit, and then they'll have to go to their email and check their email to get the thing. So if you counted, that was a lot of steps, right? And we're not really removing that many steps by doing it as a link sticker in our Instagram stories. It's still a click to the link sticker, a visit to the landing page, having to put in the email, having to put in the name, having to click submit, and having to go to the email to check it to get the access to the thing, right? Whereas with ManyChat, with this option with automation, then all they have to do is like tell the bot these things, and the bot handles it for them. And you have the automation set up in the back end that gives them the access to whatever it is. So again, if it's a webinar or something, right, instead of having to take all those steps that we just talked about, what they can do is they can DM you a word or they can comment a word, both actions within the app, right? So if I say like comment the word fire and they comment the word fire, my bot will then go into their DMs and be like, hey, what's up? Let me get you all registered for this webinar. I'm so excited. And then they have to click a button like in the DMs that says like, I verify that it's okay for us to do this, right? Because consent. And then the bot's like, okay, cool. What's your name? They tell them your name. It's just a message. They didn't ever have to leave the platform. They didn't have to click on anything. Like they're literally still on the platform they started in. And then the bot is like, cool, what's your email? And they say that. And then the bot's like, cool, you're all registered. Click the link right here on the day and you'll be taken to the webinar. Also, an email was sent your way if you want to do it that way. And the conversions are better because the actions are simpler. There's not as many steps, and that saves everybody a lot of time. So let me actually show you some results that kind of show you how much better this is than a link in bio or a link in the stories, okay? So my story views are all over the freaking place. Like sometimes I'll get 1,000+ story views, no problem. And then the very next week or the very next day, I'll get 200 to 400 story views. And I'm sure there's something that I'm doing that's causing that. Like I notice that when I travel, my story views are more. And when I'm back home in my boring life, in the life that people have seen before, they're less and things like that. But that's kind of my like scenario. With a reel, even if it doesn't reach an outside audience, which is kind of the point of reels, but also at the same time, that doesn't always happen. For the most part, I get about an average of 3,000 views per reel, okay? So alone, trying to put the thing I want them to do on a reel is going to convert better because there's more eyeballs, okay? But then if you like just said, click the link in my bio, the amount of people who are again gonna take those 18 steps to go do that are just very few. So all of that to say, I put up a series of stories, actually 2 stories, on my stories the other day promoting a workshop that I was gonna do like the next week. And actually that workshop already happened, but I'm doing another one. So if you didn't get in it, I'm basically showing you how to create a YouTube sales machine. So how to create a sales funnel, a sales machine that originates with YouTube so that you can use YouTube as the top of your funnel to like make all the sales in your sleep and all the things. So if you want to check that out, go to heyjessica.com/YT sales machine, and I will leave that link below. But it's not really the point of this video, but I did want to mention that in case some of you missed it and wanted to come because I'm doing it again on the 20th. Okay, so anyway, I was promoting this workshop that was happening on March 5th, and I did a story that was just like a story graphic that we created. Then I did my face because sometimes those convert differently. In this case, they actually converted exactly the same. And then I did a reel, okay? The story with just like graphic and the story with just my face each got like 250 to 300 views in like a 18-hour period or so, and both of them got 4 clicks on the link sticker. Now, that does not mean that 4 people actually converted because they still had to go to the link and sign up for the thing and like they still had a lot of steps, right? Then I also did a reel, and in that reel I talked about how YouTube is the top of my funnel, how YouTube is the reason that I'm able to make money even when I'm like going to town to get a matcha latte or like whatever the scenario is, right? So I'm talking about this in this reel, and again, it's gotten about 3,000 to 4,000 views at this point, and in the first 24 hours had about 2,000 views, okay? So that reel, in the caption, I'm like, comment the word sales machine below, and I'll send you the link to sign up. Now, this is a paid workshop, so again, the process is not as seamless because I can't just sign them up in the DMs because they have to go pay money, right? But I can help them along in the DMs. And I can even like check back in with them in the DMs. Like, hey, did you get signed up for that? I just wanted to check in or whatever. So that hopefully there's not as much of a fall off point as there is in stories. So taking all of those things into consideration, I had 8 clicks on 2 stories that each got about 250 views. And in that same amount of time, I had 18, okay? So like a lot more comments on the reel in that same amount of time asking for the link to sign up. Again, this is not foolproof because they did have to go pay. I can't guarantee how many of those 8 went to do it and actually bought it from the stories unless I go cross-check like who it was and see if I can find their email and all the things. And the same with the DMs through ManyChat in this particular instance because it's a paid workshop. However, 44% more people in the same amount of time chose to say, hey, I'd like the link to this, right? And what's even cooler is those stories have expired now, and that reel now has right at 4,000 views and about 28 people who have said that they want the link to sign up. So it converted way, way, way higher. And if this was a freebie, I know I could know the numbers better of like exactly how much higher this converted than the stories, right? And again, back in the day, this just like didn't work the way it does now. You could do it all day long and people would be like, oh, cool, whatever. But now people are totally willing to be like, fire, fire, fire. And I think a lot of people are curious as to how this all works. So they're interested to like try it out for themselves. So I actually want to show you what this looks like from a ManyChat perspective, like what it looks like to set it all up and all the things, because I promise you it's like super freaking easy. So let's go do that. Okay, so I'm actually gonna show you a freebie because I feel like it's a lot more fun to set up than something that's going to a paid offer because I have to send them somewhere else and this can all be done within ManyChat. And this freebie, by the way, that I'm showing you is literally this template. So if you're like, oh, I wanna try out ManyChat, but like this seems complicated to build out, I have created the ability for you to be able to just copy this template for any freebie that you have. You'll just change the verbiage out to be your own verbiage, and I include instructions and all the things. So that is free, by the way. So if you want to grab that, just go to heyjessica.com/chatbot, and I'll put that in the link below. And by the way, I haven't said it yet, but if you want to try out ManyChat for yourself, go to heyjessica.com/ManyChat. That's my affiliate link. So anyway, let me show you this. So this is an actual freebie. This is for the ManyChat template freebie, okay? And what you would do is you could build this out, but again, also like if you click the link in the freebie that you can get to copy this, it just copies it into your platform. And literally it's set up in kind of a like, when this happens, this happens. When this happens, this happens. If this happens, do this. And it's pretty easy because of all the arrows that like to see how it all works. So on when, I've got it, I always set it up to be when someone comments on a reel or a post and when someone DMs me the word. That way I can kind of carry it over to stories and be like, and if you want to DM it to me, you can totally do that. Now, when I set this one up, this was like, they didn't have the ability to say like, if they comment on my next post, because I would always set up the automation before I would make the post, and they didn't have that ability then, they do now. So the way this one is set up is just when a comments on any post or reel with this particular word, send them this thing. But now you can do, when they comment on my next one from when you set it up, then you know it's that like only that one reel, right? Okay, so now the when is like when a user comments on your post or reel or when a user direct messages you with the word chatbot, okay? So then you literally see that right there, right? Like then do this thing. And what I have it set up to do is to send a message that's like, hey, Glenda the Grandbot here. Now, this is a little pro tip. I would definitely not pretend like this is you. It's going to be very obvious that it's not you, and it'll come off a lot more authentic if you like give it a name and treat it like a robot, right? So Glenda the Grandbot here. I've been sent to show you how this whole chatbot thing works, blah, 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 blah. Do you want to get the thing? Heck yeah. they click that. Once they click that, that's giving ManyChat and the like bots behind ManyChat the permission to get their email and their name and all the things so that they can deliver them the thing, okay? So, and you can see all the stats here, which is pretty cool because I actually have exactly 100, so it's like pretty easy to see everything. So then if they click the button and they say, heck yeah, then it's going to send them another message and it's going to be like, what's your name? Once they say their name, it will ask them what their email address is. And then once they say their email address, then it's going to say this. Perfect. Here's the code. You need to copy this exact ManyChat template into your own account. What are you going to name your robot? Blah, blah, blah. And then it has the little button that says like, get it now. And so that's the code that they'll need. So now there's several other things that we need to do from like a business perspective, because I don't just want these leads sitting in ManyChat. I do not use ManyChat for all of my email marketing, right? So I also need them to be copied over to ConvertKit so that ConvertKit knows like, hey, these people are leads that came in and they need this, but also so that ConvertKit can send them an email duplicate just in case they lose the DM or whatever. So I have that set up. I have it tagging them in here in ManyChat so I can get back to them here, but I also have it tagging them and adding them in ConvertKit. Now, I also have it set up to where if they have not responded, actually I'm going to do that too. Ooh. If they have not responded from like, what is your name? Because sometimes people just get stuck here, then it's going to smart delay and wait like 5 hours and ask them again, like, hey, I just wanted to circle back around and see if you still wanted the template. Then they can choose again, yes, I'd like to do that, and it kind of takes them back to this point. Okay, cool, then what's your name? And you can do that at every step along the way. And honestly, there's a lot more things in that kind of arena that you can do. So if they don't click this button, I could tell it to like resend, like to go here again. Hey, just wanted to circle back and see if you wanted it, and give them the option to click the button again, right? If they don't respond to the email address part, I can get it to also go through that same process. That is essentially how it's all set up. You can also integrate ManyChat to send broadcasts. So like right here, a broadcast from an automation. If I want to say like, oh, the people who clicked this, I want them to get a broadcast message once they, once it's the day of the workshop or whatever, I can pick this automation and send a broadcast message to those people. Or, if I want to like get back in touch with all of the people from the ManyChat template, I can pick this automation and I can send a broadcast that's like, hey, are you enjoying this? Like, did you have time to set it up? I'd love to know if you've played with it, blah, blah, blah. You can also use ManyChat in ads to drive up engagement. And there's just a lot of like really cool features inside that you can do, and also really cool features in automations. That is just like one option for how to set up an automation. So there are so many ways that you can use this. Again, you can use it in freebies like I just showed you, with webinars, so getting registrants to the webinar, with broadcast messages like I just showed you, like, hey, don't forget the webinar for the people who signed up for it through ManyChat. Also paid offers. So this is something where like I just did with this paid workshop, like, hey, I can send you the link in your DMs. It's still not as seamless. There are definitely ways to make it more seamless than what I even did within ManyChat to make it like less steps to get them to that paid offer. You can even use this with links, like affiliate links, right? So I follow several like fashion influencers or whatever, and they'll be like, these are the outfits that I like put together. I don't look like I follow fashion influencers, but I do. But anyway, they'll be like, these are the outfits, and it's like the pants are from this place and the whatever, but there's no good way for them to link an affiliate link and make commission from a post or a reel until now, right? So they can be like, comment spring outfit guide, or like comment whatever. They can comment booger if they want to, like you get to pick the word or the phrase, but they can be like, comment booger and I'll send you the links to everything here. And they can have an automation set up in ManyChat that's like, okay, anytime someone comments the word booger, I need to send them the affiliate link to the top that was in that post, or the 4 tops that were in that post, whatever. And now they could also turn that into leads. So I'm going to send them the link, sure, but I'm also going to be like, hey, I've got a whole guide that's going to like show you 10 more outfits. Do you want it? Yes. okay, what's your name? What's your email? And give it to them the way I just showed you as a freebie. And now we've like double dipped into, they probably bought something through an affiliate link, but now they're also a lead and will probably buy more things. And this whole thing is like really cool. Okay, so if you want to try out ManyChat, heyjessica.com/ManyChat is my affiliate link. I'll link that below. If you want to copy my automation for freebies that I just showed you, heyjessica.com/chatbot, I'll link that below. And if you want to sign up for the workshop where I'm going to teach you how to turn YouTube into a sales machine and do all the things with YouTube, grow on YouTube, but not care about subscribers as much as you care about conversions and all the things, go to heyjessica.com/YT sales machine. I'll also link that below. And stay tuned for next video. I'm actually going to talk about how I keep up with creating so much content. I create YouTube videos, podcasts, Instagram, all the things. And so I'm going to show you kind of how I keep up with all of that and how I structure it all so I don't lose my freaking mind, but also so that it all gets done. And I'm not like skipping YouTube videos or skipping podcast episodes or whatever, because we've got a system and we want to share it. So until next time, bye y'all.